Hello, hello, and welcome to a Before and After.
Hello, celestial beings, members of the Starship Celeste, which is of course, the real reason we keep using that name. Um,
Yep,
yep,
yep.
yep. As the captain of our starship, we are
Cruising on forward
cruising on forward.
and checking out something by probably my favorite new mangaka, Tatsuki Fujimoto.
So, for the audience who might not be familiar with Tatsuki Fujimoto, he is the author of Chainsaw Man, which is great, legitimately great. Um,
That is like the easiest way to say what Chainsaw Man is.
Honestly, yeah.
The other easiest way is Furikuri but evil, and that's how Tatsuki Fujimoto phrases it.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Without hyperbole, while the anime is extremely good and worth your time, the manga is one of the best comics I've ever read, like ever.
it's so beautiful and it hits so hard and so fast.
Uh-huh.
How many volumes are in the first box set? Is this
11?
11? I read them all in one night.
Yeah, it Chainsaw Man is an amazing comic.
Uh, so as a result, Cele has been getting me a lot of Tatsuki Fujimoto's work that's been published over here, including his before Chainsaw Man books,
Mhm.
but also, Look Back, which was a very cute story.
Look Back was really I read that one in one night and it really hit hard for me.
You were crying.
I was, and that's actually because it has been such a
Bummer?
bummer for the last 2 weeks, as of when we're recording this. It's just it has not been easy to I've actually been a little anxious about watching this one just because like the emotions are going to be so raw and certain and
But the film's also only an hour.
but the film's only an hour, and there's also that part of me that's like, you know what? Maybe raw emotions are what I need right now because I've been,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Then after this, we'll talk about another thing that should get an adaptation, which is Goodbye Eri,
Ooh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
After the cut. I have no hopes or dreams for this. I just have seen stills from it, and it's just as gorgeous as the manga.
I'm very excited. So hopefully, Look Back will not let us down. I guess before we get into it, we should probably say so. Look Back is interesting because it's not as bombastic as Chainsaw Man.
No, it's
It's
very down to earth.
uh-huh.
It is the closest to um what you would call a slice of life that you'd probably get from Fujimoto
Yeah,
that isn't in his uh 2127 book.
yeah, because his as he matured, his manga just keeps getting weirder, and I that is a compliment. Um,
And this is one that is entirely focused on the
Creative process.
creative process and what it's like to be a young girl and creative
Mm.
and falling in love as a young girl and creative. And he nails it.
Uh-huh. It's really, really good. So I'm
And very
yeah.
few people can write young women the same way.
I can agree with that. I'm very excited to see how the adaptation turned out because the book is amazing. And knowing that the film's only about an hour means I'm guessing they're not going to I was as
There's
a
no extrapolation here.
I was about to say, yeah, because when I was reading it, I was like, this is really good. I don't know how you could make a feature-length thing out of this. And the answer is,
It's an OVA.
well, yeah, it's an hour long, so that makes sense. Okay.
So it's available on Prime for people who don't know.
And we're gonna give it a watch.
Gonna have a look see and see you on the flip side. I guess we'll see you looking back. So one of the most beautiful things about Tatsuki Fujimoto
Mm-hmm.
is his ability to convey emotion through faces.
Yes. Hard agree.
And the thing that this director managed to pull off is not only through the faces, but also through the music.
Yeah, this was a really special film that absolutely did justice to those source material, and maybe on a personal level, it was nice to feel emotions again,
Good emotions.
good emotions, yeah, and also just a reminder that after trauma and horrible things, that it's okay to grieve and then pick up and get
Keep
back,
going.
keep going, yeah, which was very much needed.
And it's very much something that I relate to, this story.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I didn't realize how probably self referential this story is to Fujimoto.
I appreciated that in the film version. I'm pretty sure the manga did this too, but like the covers of Fujino's manga when she gets published are they just did Chainsaw Man covers with
Yeah,
minimal changes, which I'm kind of
yeah.
it was a welcome little in joke. Um,
The movie that they were in the cinema watching was
Dying Explosion Mother.
Dying Explosion Mother. It's a phenomenal film, really. Um, the manga that uh the one shots that these kids are writing are Fujimoto's one shots that he did as a kid
Mm.
up until through when he was published, serialized. So it's actually seriously following his journey.
Yeah, this feels very autobiographical.
And I've noticed that a lot of the characters that Fujimoto likes to talk about himself with are female.
That is kind of interesting. I'm
And this is based on his own telling, and then looking at Look Back and realizing that the art house murder is very similar to a Kiyoani situation.
Yeah, to the now infamous and tragic
Kiyoani burning.
the Kyoto Animation arson attack, which just was extremely heartbreaking. Um,
And the modus operandi was almost identical. Frustratingly so.
mm-hmm.
Um but this is definitely a story that if you create, if you are a person who creates things
Yeah, if you are an artist,
of any medium, really,
yes,
this is a story to, pun totally intended, look back on. Take in and look back on. Because it is something that will have memories in it.
yeah, I don't have as much experience as a visual artist, so to speak, but I will say that like this is a reminder that I
What are
need
you
to get.
talking about?
Okay, yeah, I this is a nice reminder to get back on the video
You are a
wagon.
visual artist.
Yeah, just a different kind of visual art, I guess, is what I'm going for.
Art is art. It doesn't matter what shape it takes. And that's important. Goodbye Eri has that same message. Vampires are not.
The the director of this was asked if he would be interested in doing an adaptation of Goodbye Eri, and
And he said hell no.
yeah, I mean, he was a bit more Japanese and polite about it, but yeah, it was
He was very steadfast in the no category because he's a different kind of director than Goodbye Eri.
yeah, Goodbye Eri is a very different kind of
Goodbye Eri
book.
has a different kind of nuance, almost in the complete opposite direction. You need like Tarantino for Goodbye Eri. Because you need to approach Goodbye Eri from a Sin City point of view. Um,
Like Robert Rodriguez.
yeah,
Like
you need tongue
yeah.
firmly pressed against cheek on that one. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you need to have that sardonic whimsy in order for Goodbye Eri to make sense and work. Um,
I think it's one of those things of like he did the one adaptation of a Tatsuki Fujimoto property. It's like, oh, what's another uh maybe not one shot, but like single volume story that Tatsuki Fujimoto did. Therefore, this director should do it as well. It's
no.
it's on the same level of dumb as
Like I would see the Afro Samurai guy handling it well.
yeah, Bob Okazaki,
Yeah.
Takashi Bob Okazaki. Yeah, I could see him. It reminds me of a few years back when I saw someone's reaction to enjoying Watchmen, the Zack Snyder movie. Now, I am not one of those people, so I'm even more against this, but someone whose reaction was, "Oh wow, he really nailed Watchmen. Please, someone get this guy to direct Sandman." It's like,
Sorry, he
"No."
nailed Watchmen to a cross.
Like,
Um
no, I mean, even if I were to grant that Watchmen is a good adaptation, which I will not, but if I were to grant that, that wouldn't mean that he would be the right person to do Sandman. And
Oh
it's the
hell
same kind
no.
of thing with
You need someone who can do whimsy for Sandman.
uh-huh.
And hopefully not creepy things.
And
In the
yeah,
wrong way, Neil.
yeah, yeah.
Um, don't be a bad person.
Don't be a bad person. But this no, I'm really glad we watched Look Back. It was a much needed reminder that my emotions still work. So,
I think Goodbye Eri would make a very good live action movie.
I could see that. I would support that.
I think
Uh
Goodbye Explosion Mother would be a fantastic.
Completely unironically, I would watch Dying Explosion Mother in a theater, and I would probably think it was art. For if you don't know what that is, your new
Read Goodbye
homework
Eri.
assignment is to read Goodbye Eri. I don't want to ruin it for you. Um,
And read uh there are always trigger warnings with Tatsuki Fujimoto's works. Um it's just kind of a unilateral always they exist there. Um but his two before Chainsaw Man books
mm,
are beautiful. One of them has something real rapey going on, but the other stories are really good.
um, yeah, and I don't know. I love Fujimoto. I definitely recommend his stuff. We haven't read Fire Punch yet. Looking forward to giving that a shot
And
too.
I'm going to wait until another box set of Chainsaw Man comes out before I
Because
read
you're gonna
more
power through that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I do not think that I could actually sit and wait
that's fair.
between volumes. So I'm just gonna wait between story arcs
That's
like a
fair.
sane person
So, not a Tatsuki Fujimoto.
and not do what I did with Air Gear.
Oh boy. Well, as always, art matters. Uh,
AI art is garbage,
is not art. Yeah, and
soulless evil, and absolutely the antithesis to everything Tatsuki Fujimoto is.
and
Art is screaming.
and thus, yeah, I would say that this is a brilliant film, worth your time, and yeah, keep on
Arting.
in the free world
Why do you do art?
because it's worth it. Because it's legitimately worth it.